On today's Minute of the Apes, we're going to go fast, boys.
Here's sticky damn dirty ape. Exercise with an ape maker, human down. Then talks. There's a divine bound. We are determined to know what the apes want, war or peace. The only good human is a dead human.
And if it is man's destiny one day to be dominated, then, oh, please, God, let him be dominated by such as you.
Hello and welcome to Minute of the
Faster.
Apes. Hello and welcome. Hi. Hello and welcome to Minute of the Apes, the daily podcast where we break down every minute of Planet 8 movies, 1 minute at a time. And Sean asked me to go as fast as I can, so I'm going to do this. And I actually made it through with all one breath of air.
There you go.
All right, we're on to minute 18.
You saying hi instead of hello reminded me of The Simpsons, where Homer was typing in yes to do something, and then he figured out he could just hit Y, and he goes, I triple my productivity.
Sorry, that's actually... Yeah.
Sean, tell us what's going on with minute 18.
All right, we start minute 18 with the head of the commission on the tape saying that saying Cornelius and Zira, and ends with Armando saying he searched everywhere.
All right, let's take a listen to this minute of Conquest of the Planet of the Apes.
Cornelius and Zira have come to us out of the future. We believe their spoken testimony that some 2,000 years hence, their descendants will have all but exterminated the human race from the face of the earth. And we know that the female ape is now pregnant with child. The Commission therefore recommends that the birth of the female ape's unborn child should be prevented, and that both the male and the female should be rendered incapable of begetting another.
But, Mr. Governor, every zoo, public and private, was searched by the police, and every circus, including my own.
Where a small chimpanzee was found.
The only chimpanzee ever to be born in a circus, and legally certified to have been born a month before the talking apes arrived on Earth.
Where is he now?
Oh, I wish I knew. I told you I've searched everywhere.
As of minute 18, we have a courtyard's worth of gorillas, chimpanzees, and orangutans, Milo/Caesar, and a planet's worth of humans.
So here we are back in the office again. We're still talking to Armando. We're still seeing the reflection upon him being told the history he should already know.
This is 30 seconds of a reminder of the chairman talking about the apes getting sterilized.
Yeah, I have, again, a quick recap for those of y'all who missed the previous movie.
It really was unnecessary. It does not play into what Breck needs. It doesn't play into what Armando needs. It's just kind of like... Here's a recap.
Yeah.
But it's not even like a compelling recap. Like, it doesn't scare me. Like, I needed something. I needed some threat. I needed the chairman to say, we believe that male and female apes, talking apes, Cornelius did ever come to us in the future. We believe there's spoken testimony that some 2,000 years hence, the descendants will have subjugated all but human exterminated. This is a warning for the future. The council recommends that we be on guard for apes of this, and that we do this. Not they sterilize Zira and move terminated pregnancy. I needed him to give the threat to Breck and why Breck is paranoid.
True, but then that also makes me really think that this is unused footage from the previous film. That's why they do it. I do like when they talk about the termination of the pregnancy that, once again, Ricardo has a wonderful moment of non-spoken acting where if you watch his eyes stay very fixed, but his Adam's apple just shifts a bit.
He does. It's very kind of a... They move
Trying
on
to
him.
contain
he just
himself.
Goes, I'm tensing my face just a little bit. Mm-hmm. And you're right.
He's worried.
The Adam Apple's move, and it doesn't like...
Why do they use such floored language in there of incapable of begetting another? Why don't they just say spayed and neutered?
Because I think that back then, science fiction now, you look at the Blade Runner 2049? Was that the sequel?
Yeah.
At least with that, they're being pretty smart about, let's speak the way that people expect. We are not going to put future talk in this. Mm-hmm. But I think that science fiction at this time, they felt as though they had to find these big words, begetting.
They say you Blade Runner. That was my future talk from Blade Runner.
Yeah, that was
They
like
say you
episode
Blade
1
Runner.
future talk of like them like descending upon a planet because they were worried about like the machinations of a small planet during a trade war. You totally went like Japanese just there.
You don't
Well,
remember
that's-
that from Blade Runner?
That was a
It's
Japanese
whenever-
person saying that. Sorry.
It's whenever he goes to the noodle bar and they're just coming to get Decker, and they come up and they're speaking street slang. It's Edward
Tag along. or whatever.
Almost, and
Edward James Almost.
thank you, James Almost. And he says something. The guy goes, "They say you Blade Runner," and he, boy, that's a good movie. And just as a note, I actually like the Blade Runner with voiceover. It's because I grew up with it. I
Wait,
love it.
2024, the original Blade Runner.
The
The
original.
original, where they actually.
2024 was actually really good.
I think it is too.
2049.
2049. I didn't like it. The
I
first
actually
time I
liked
saw it,
it.
it's kind of like, it's okay. The second time I watched it, I was like, shit, that's really good. And that guy's making Dune. I cannot wait to see that.
I know.
Ooh,
All right,
Timothy Chalamet going to be awesome.
Anyway.
Anyway, Blade Runner didn't do well at the box office, but I really liked it.
It's done okay. I read that they made some profits off of Home.
Good,
And it's done pretty
good.
well
No.
to the point that Denis Villeneuve, who did it, is talking about that he might revisit at some point and do a third one.
Please do it. I love that
He's
reality.
a wonderful director.
And that
really
movie was
good.
actually, it might have been a little bit panned, but I actually really liked it as an extension of
Well,
the original.
and, okay, let's use that again. We've used that about how Blade Runner got a lot of the overt advertising right about what our society would become. Shit, because Sean sneezed in my
Sorry, I made you lose your track.
Yeah. It just sort of shocked me when he did that. I wasn't expecting it. You look at what they're able to do with that film and how they retrofit the storytelling of Blade Runner, because you do get some reiterations of what happened with Deckard and Rachel.
Sean, yeah.
And those things come in, but it's not stop down and tell you what it was. They expect you to have the intelligence
It's
and
not
to follow
story
them
time.
along.
Yeah.
Forward,
So
yeah.
you could do that in this scene. It's almost like Armando should said, yes. I don't understand why he acts like he doesn't know about Ziri and Cornelius, because that's really where he kind of goes.
because he knew them.
He did.
And Klopp and or Culp. Culp and Hoskins.
Hodgkins? No, wait, non-lymphoma.
Boy,
Hodgkin?
we're doing great on this episode. I lost my train of thought.
Hoskins.
There it is.
Culp and Hoskins should already be aware of Armando, and we should have had
Well,
that
yeah.
seated because Armando gets defensive.
Yeah,
and
talking
Armando
about
goes like every zoo in America, public or private research, including my own.
Yeah, so
And Culp goes where they found a baby chimpanzee, and Armando goes the only chimpanzee. ever
that
to be
same
born in a
old
circus."
bullshit. Yeah,
He's like implicating himself, but
But
he was involved in Zero and Cornelius. That would have been more relevant for Brecht to bring up.
And they could have even at that point, what I kept thinking was if they've done their research, the only chimp born in captivity, wasn't it delivered by the two doctors that oversaw Ziri and Cornelius? Uh-oh, now we're connected.
So where Dane is going is correct.
It just
The
doesn't
line
go far enough.
The line isn't drawn. The line
Right.
isn't drawn. Brecht should have accused him.
Right.
You know Zero and Cornelius. You knew Dixon and Branton.
Mm-hmm.
You were there when the first chimpanzee was born. There should have been that connection made.
Yeah.
It's implied if you'd watched the movies, but it's not so solid that I could follow it.
Anything in scenes like this is all about escalation, and escalation's not there. There's nothing that takes it to the next step that says, we understand that you knew those doctors. We understand, don't you think this is very convenient that this happened?
Well,
that you
then
knew them, this baby's
then
born?
he goes in. Well, then Milo ran away, and we looked everywhere and couldn't find him.
It's everything is very convenient and nothing is taken. But they did this also in the last film where there were times where we kind of felt like they should be taking the conversation to the next step. So maybe Dane isn't good with that idea of here's the conversation and you can have the understanding of what the previous conversation has been, but you need to take the next question so it goes a little bit further.
I kind of wish like there were these moments where Dane could see the scene and write for what needs to be done, because it feels like this was written in a vacuum or an isolation room, and then
Right.
we got to actually play it out. And if Dane had seen these moments, he would have actually brought some of this out a little bit more in terms of that dialogue, because Dane is doing a great job of moving these forward and putting the conflict there and these characters, but sometimes you see these logic fails like this moment where Culp and Hoskins should be swooping back around about the fact that Armando was there and he was in L.A. and he had a chimpanzee born, and Brecht should seize on that moment about the talking chimpanzee. and that's suggested but not actually gone for. That would have put the heat in this moment if they were actually going, you were there. You knew Dixon and Brandon.
Yes,
You
I
had
was
kids.
there. Of course I was there. The monkey is gone.
You realize that Dane will be dead in 5 years from the point of this. I mean, he only worked for a little bit longer. He ends up writing. He writes this. He provides the story for Battle for the Planet of the Apes, and then only writes a screenplay for Murder on the Orient Express and a TV series called Beryl Reed. I mean, this dude had. You go back to Spy Who Came In From the Cold is considered to be a classic of that genre. He could write like that, but again, I really think it goes to that the studio probably said, we got to have it. Come on, give me something. Okay, you can do some revisions to fix it. It's got to go. Because it continues to have that feeling like you're in the right place. You're really close.
Right.
If you're a baseball team, you're that team that's getting singles when you need doubles. You know, you just need a little bit more. You need something to push the team past it. I mean, I don't want to knock him because I do think that what they're doing is right. I do like the way that they're telling us the story again without just having people look at weird statues in a plaza. I do like the use of the playback of the guy. The commissioner.
It was nice to have him come back, but I needed some ominous warning, and he didn't give us a warning. He just retold us.
Agreed.
Zero
you needed to revise that. You need to go further.
I need a warning why the future is paranoid about a talking ape.
The commission could have. The commission will offer the suggestion that going forward,
we test all
apes. We do believe the ape child was killed in the incident, but we will test all apes going forward. Blah 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 blah. Has this ape been tested? Of course, my ape's been tested. I have the paperwork. You know, now you've taken that to somewhere else.
You can talk to my assistants. They've all been. Yeah.
My paperwork is back in my circuit, so sorry.
I wonder if at some point, because we're doing this so much with every one of these, outside of Beneath, I think all of us think Beneath had some serious issues, but when we look at the original, we look at Escape, and this one, we all kind of look and go, it's a pretty good movie.
Yeah.
It just has some fundamental flaws that needed to be fixed. And I wonder once we get past these classic films, will we still be saying that? Well, hang on. We still got Tim Burton's movie, so we'll be saying it there. And I know...
we got Tim Burton's movie!
So
you're not going to be so happy once you see it again.
It's been a while. I liked it in the theater, and you guys are lambasting it, so I can't wait to rewatch it again.
So this is a minute where I figured out why he's called Caesar instead of Milo, because Milo supposedly ran away, and this is supposed to be a different monkey. So it is Milo, but we're calling him Caesar because they're hiding the fact that this is the same monkey.
So this is the moment that you can now call him Caesar.
This is when now he's Caesar,
he's hiding.
Thank you, Jeebus.
I know.
All right. Anybody got anything else for that one?
That's it for me.
That's it. And, you know, look, everybody, we're going to beat up this scene a little bit more the rest of the week, but you all know how much we love it. So please don't anybody get your feelings hurt. We're not trying to beat up your favorite movie. There was one, and I say that because there was one person that messaged me the last movie and said we are being unfair. And I'm like, that's kind of our job, is to be unfair when we see it. So, I was like, I would never hurt you.
We love these movies.
We do. That's why we do this. We don't get up and get together.
At a time we're breaking it down, and sometimes we get just like, hey, this needs a motivation.
Right.
We never gave any promises of fairness anywhere.
Well, that's at least Sean doesn't.
Yeah.
But you can look at these movies, and I think that anybody could agree that they have some flaws. But the cool thing about them is they freaking work, even with their flaws intact. So, again, please don't anyone get your feelings hurt. Just had to do that little bit of table setting. That's it. Let's go away. Are you guys ready to go?
Let's get to Thursday.
Let's go have a day. All right.
Thursday?
Tomorrow's Thursday, yeah.
Okay.
All right, everybody. Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
The minute of the apes. The minute